Well, when people are talking about kidnapping, usually the two agencies that comes to mind readily are the Nigerian police and the DSS. But for us in the EFCC, what concerns us is the profit element in kidnapping. No one will kidnap somebody if there's nothing to benefit from that crime. And what we have observed is that people kidnap basically for ransom. And what concerns us in the EFCC is what they do with this ransom. A number of media people have asked me a question, for instance, why is it that EFCC does not trace how people who kidnap use this money that they collect from the victims of the crime? And I find it very difficult sometimes to answer them. But the truth is that this crime operates outside the financial system, which is highly regulated. And when that happens, because of the poor national identification system that we have, it is difficult to trace cash transaction. That has been a problem for us in the EFCC. But we sat down and thought about what to do to be able to complement the efforts of other agencies that are dealing with this issue. And part of the solution that we came up with was to set up a department of intelligence. And that department is charged with the responsibility of generating intelligence on transactions outside of the financial system, because transactions that go through the banks are under obligation to report to the NFIU. And when NFIU do their suspicious transaction report, they send such reports to us for enforcement purposes. But if it's outside the banking system, it's difficult to trace those transactions. So we have a Department of Intelligence that now, on their own, generate intelligence for the Commission to be able to enforce issues that have to do with transactions outside of the financial system. That department, earlier in the year, came up with an app that we call Eagle Eye app. Through that app, any Nigerian anywhere that has access to that app, that if you're able to download it on your phone, if you have information about transactions that are suspicious, not within the financial system, outside of it, you can make report to the Commission. And those who are skilled in analyzing such report can generate intelligence from it. And I can tell us this morning that we have been able to do some cases arising from intelligence that we received through that app. But beyond that, the Commission also did an assessment and came up with the conclusion that the legal framework that we have in dealing with issues of financial flow and money laundering did not actually empower us enough to deal with issues of laundering the proceeds of crime, especially crime related to kidnapping in the informal sector, for instance. And that caused the amendment of the Money Laundering Act in 2022, which now made the Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering and a semi-agency domiciled within the EFCC. What that body does now is to regulate businesses that are outside of the financial system. You have the estate sector, you have precious stones, those who are dealing in precious stones, auto dealers, accountants, lawyers, several businesses that are outside of the financial system. They are now under the purview of the Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering, and there are laws that governs transactions that must be reported by all these groups. So all of us are aware that in this country, for instance, there are so many investments in the real estate sector, for instance, that you wonder yourself how people get money to invest in some of these sectors. With the coming of SKUMU, there is a potential for us to be able to track illicit financial flow outside of the financial system. What we have done in the last 1 year is to embark on major public sensitization about the activities of SKUMU. We have a campaign currently going on in the media, for instance. There are adverts going on in major newspapers, This Day, Punch, Vanguard, and so on, talking about SCUMU and the agencies in the designation non-financial system that body regulates. We also have programs on radio across the country that are also talking about SCUMU and activities in the informal sector. And then all of this is designed to ensure that we have a full grasp of that sector, so that the flow of money outside of the banking system, outside of the financial system, can be traced easily. We are hoping that when SCUMU is firmly on ground, it will be difficult for those who kidnap for ransom to launder those illicit funds in that sector. I'm not going to talk for too long because I know my colleagues have taken so much of our time this morning, but for EFCC, what we have done is to ensure that we make sure that the flow of resources through in this sector, in this informal sector, is checked, and then we'll all be happy at the end of the day that we are able to block such loopholes. I want to stop at this stage and wish us very happy deliberations.